That happened for no reason. Hello everyone, I'm the True Ice Gamer, giving up my vast knowledge so you may understand games a bit better. In today's case, we are examining a game based on a great trilogy, the Bourne trilogy.
Honestly, they are really good movies. Sure, it has its issues like too much shaky cam for no godforsaken reason and it's over-reliant on it. Seriously, why are you doing these really stupid things? The movie is really nice and I really recommend it, but this game is a hard pass. Mostly because it's so goddamn boring. This game is just dull at the end.
So in any case, this is the Bourne Conspiracy. Why is it called Conspiracy and not Identity? Seriously.
We begin with being at sea as we suddenly cut back to land with Bourne and that's not Matt Damon. What the hell? Well, apparently Matt Damon was really against video game violence. Yeah, and movie violence is so different, you guys. Just saying, it's annoying that people still thought of it like that at that time. Strangely enough, in fact, Matt Damon wanted this game to become more like Myth by trying to piece his memories back together. Honestly, I did not know that Matt Damon liked Myth, but there you go. However, that would not fit this series, nor what this game does either. And I bet there is a whole genre that both of them would have been happy with. I'll say that near where it's actually the most applicable and where I started to notice where it could have been actually used. So in any case, after finding out that Wombalsi knows who he is and is trying to kill him, I sent a guy after him and wait, what?
Dude? You know who's going to try to kill you. Send the cops! I know, I mean, they're the cops, but come on, they're not that stupid or racist enough not to help a political fugitive. Refugee? You get my point.
So Bourne decides it was a good idea to just kill the guy who's after him, so he might as well. But finding out that was a bad idea since he already planned that would happen and tried to kill him. Though I gotta say, this game looks, so bland with no color inside. Like, wow, it definitely needs color. I mean, I don't think every game needs color, bright colors, but oh my god, sometimes you just can't wash it out that much and not make it look bad. It hardly even matters as it may cause issues for whatever reason, as they decided to add motion blur to this game. Oh yeah, right, let me explain. Motion blur in games is when the devs can pull enough resources fast enough to render everything when a player moves. Thus, makes it blur when you turn the camera or move the character, so that less affects the performance, as performance for me felt very slow down for some reason. There are two types of fights in this game, fisticuff and gun, and boy I hated both by the end. Let's just begin with fisticuff. You got a light and heavy attack and a block, and that's it, nothing more than that. And it feels awful as everything feels too close to each other but too far away, and sometimes if I feel like I should make this punch, but no, apparently my flow can for some godforsaken reason, and it's just so bad until I realize something. Button mashing the way to go. Yeah, thinking about the fight? Not necessary when I could button mash. Though, then again, it always felt slow, so.
Yeah. And what's worse, it actually works way too well. Especially if the foe is in a corner. They just can't handle it at all. Especially this guy who was trying to kill us. I thought this guy was hard, but he's really easy even with his skills with Eddie. But the fool did not know I am a master of Tekken. And honestly, I'm really shocked that no one noticed this. Really, because he uses the same stance. Come on, people!
So, after that, they somehow think they could still go through this plan, but that won't work as again, because why would he still be here? Why hasn't he left already? Just get away from you. I know it's a weird question, but again, the game never answers. And in any case, here's where the gunplay comes in, and it's alright, just passable. Yeah, more times I saw them doing dumb stuff, like running away, popping out of cover to immediately be headshot, which is ironically not hard due to the bullets in this game having some aim assist to it, which you can turn off for some reason, because screw you, I'm guessing. Seriously, the enemies never challenge you as much as I went through that. And so should be mentioning, if you're playing this on normal difficulty, this game's not even a challenge if you played shooters. And honestly, if you play it on hard, it might challenge you, but that's more because you're gonna get hurt for more rather than actually being challenged. So after reaching the docks, otherwise known as the dog. You find out that Wombosi has a fucking helicopter there too? I had to ask again, how come the cops aren't here when that thing starts shooting as hell? Or hell, why aren't the cops here to protect him? Like, ever. I know I'm harping on this, but I had to keep on going. So after setting off some explosion, we decide to go on a boat to get onto Wombosi's ship. But we get caught and get surrounded by them as, of course, the smart decision is they decide to jump on the ship and fight him with their fists. Wait, what? You know, I have a clip that are very similar, but are very different. So here's what I'm gonna say first off.
We have guns! Shoot him!
Literally, are they all that stupid? Seriously, the worst part is that at multiple times, Jason will decide to fight a guy who doesn't have a gun with his fist instead of shooting them. Or somehow worse, they both have guns and don't pull them out on the other. And yes, he did have a gun here, just so you know. And as far as I'm aware, none of these guys got a gun, so... Seriously, I'm just gonna say this once for anyone who ever make these types of stories. Stop being stupid! It's not that hard. Ironically, there is also a mechanic where you could actually run up to a foe, and vice versa, just to fight each other, and it's not useful at all. Just so you know, I never used it.
Well, seems like you have the upper hand. But how about we make this a little more interesting? Put them up. No!
So after faking our death again, yeah, that explosion at the docks earlier was for that purpose. The original goal for this mission was to originally get one of the general's guns to kill Wombosi and make it look like a coup. And it honestly baffling now since, you know, after all that commotion, no way one could simply apply it as a coup. That would be ridiculous. But whatever, we get the guy's gun after killing him, of course. Then the twist is revealed as Jason is unable to kill him due to Wombosi's kids are with him. And good God, the CGI looks bad. It feels half complete. And why is there shaky cam for fucking CGI, for God's fuck's sake? Also, something that a lot of people wouldn't notice, but I did because I'm smart and have eyes. Who's this guy? Yeah, the game just shows him off as being here, but no, Wombosi was the one who shot him. Who is this guy? In any case, we resume where the movie was, as we just watch him trying to piece himself together as flashback to something entirely pointless. Seriously, all these flashbacks are pointless. Nothing happens at all, which is worse because it never matters. As we already know who the fuck he is, thus meaning all of this is pointless to literally everything. So in this flashback, and this is the only flashback I'm going over, we are sent to kill Joel? Holy shit, that is Joel. Oh my god. You really can't argue to me that that isn't Joel at this point. In any case, this is where the game started to annoy me. Yeah, everything before was annoying me, but this is where it started to really get on my nerves. See, if it was to have a plot about Jason doing stuff before he lost his memory and dealing with a conspiracy in Trestone, that could have been actually an interesting plot, but they didn't. They decided to follow the movie and just add these for gameplay purposes rather than letting them add to the story. And ironically enough, this reminds me of something. The Batman Begins video game. Yeah, I know, weird game to bring up, but they're very similar in that regard. A game that has a good story, but that is conflated for no considerable reason, and still not being interesting at all. Soon enough, we actually return to reality, and here's where I noticed the game's other problem. The very lack of middle ground. You might be wondering what the hell I'm talking about. See, in the movie, he goes to the bank trying to find out about himself, but that's never important in the cutscene when they show us that. When we cut back to them, they actually cut it out and made the scene nonsensical to anyone who hasn't seen the movie outright, and is outright confusing as they make this worse later on. I'm serious. In fact, there are continuity flops here. For example, he didn't take any money out of here, so how does he have it for later? While there's not a lot here to talk about, I gotta talk about the music. It's meh and not memorable meh. I don't even remember hearing it much. I actually thought during the game there was a bug cutting off the music and just becoming dead silent. But no, the music is just cutting off with nothing to replace it or to repeat it, which is bad as I'll be just hearing gunfire, which is just annoying at some level. So we go to the embassy because I actually don't know. The movie never explains this either. While doing the embassy level, I figured out actually what this game should have been. And it would have made both Matt Damon and the company happy. It should have been a stealth game in the vein of Hitman. It makes sense. A game about killing a target discreetly while making sure no one knows who did it. That would have been awesome. But no, we have this game all about running away or shooting everyone. Also, remember that mechanic of where the game would let you throw up your dukes when a person has a gun? Well, it's not here for some of the enemies because screw you, that's why. I thought I should mention it because it's really that weird. So after the embassy level, we get another flashback, and here you're doing a sniper QTE moment for no reason, and it's boring as hell. Yeah, and what's worse? It's so fucking dull. You know, what's worse is that I was so bored by this. I was bored to tears by it. No, I'm not joking. That is how dull this game is. I don't even know how people actually like this game. There's nothing really appealing about the game. In fact, I don't remember most of the flashback because they didn't have anything actually interesting going on. Except this one. And the last one only because it had Joel as our target, but again, that's weird. Now, this one I only remember for only because there were a lot of people who didn't use their guns in a tank coming from nowhere. And us defeating it with what is essentially nothing. And hell, it explodes and we leave when it explodes. I think every flashback ends with an explosion. I don't know why, but again, maybe because they think this is how you do stealth kills. In any case, back to the real story at hand. So after finding his old home from one of the identities he had, they apparently left a tracker on the phone because, well, I think they would like to know what the hell he's doing at time. Though they made a mistake on how it works, because just picking up shouldn't activate it, it's more like picking it up and using the phone, like in the movie. In fact, the game makes a weird scene thing here that makes no logical sense when you start thinking about it. I mean, the point of the phone scene was there because he was using it as a way of tracking his old identity. So what's the point of this scene? So, okay, here's the thing that never made any sense. Okay, you see this guy? They called this guy to kill him, and somehow this guy got to Germany to France in less than a few minutes for some godforsaken mission, which I win very easily due to because, again, there's no point in worrying about the combat at fucking all. The next part is the best part, the car chase. Seriously, a moment in the game that was not even the main focus of the mechanics is the best part. That should tell you how bad this game is. Seriously, I think I only like it because it was literally anything other than the normal boring gameplay. And soon the fun ends as we gotta do another flashback, not repeating this time because it was that boring and pointless. Next we go to Marie's friend and oh my god, what is wrong with his face and Otacon? Holy shit, that is Otacon! The hell is going on with this game and so many recognizable faces? You know what, screw it. So we gotta do a sniper one where we actually gotta get close to a sniper who's targeting us throughout the house. And is again, literally better than everything else because it's different. Not because it's actually interesting in and of itself. And after a bit we reach him and actually have a gun battle, then a fist battle with him, which is actually good because they're both not using guns because they don't have them. And you think that's worthy of praise. I call it that only because they kept fucking it up. In any case, we tell her to run off with her friend. We take this personally and plan out a meeting between the leader of Trestone and us on a bridge. And honestly, it sucks in comparison to the film. Seriously, they screwed it up so badly. I actually have to explain how they screwed it up. Okay, so I originally loved this scene. Actually, I do like another scene, but that's some other day whenever I get to the movies. Okay, I love this scene because it shows how smart Jason is, as he knew they would never let him be alone with Jason and not try to capture him. But he used it as a way to get close to them to put a tracker on one of their cars so he could get to their base without really making them notice. It shows a bunch of things quickly and makes you hype for how things are going to go down. So what do? They literally cut all the scenes that help explain anything happening because screw you. So we somehow find his base because fuck if I knew. Though then again, maybe if you look at night and see a bunch of people with sniper rifles, that should bring a bunch of eyebrows. So after going in, talking to the Scar guy, we get our memories back. though it doesn't really matter since we already know this, and it's again not important. It really does show how much they screwed up this scene and all of this game scene just because they did it out of order. So after knocking him out, we decide to go down the stairs, killing everyone down the way, which I actually think this is one of the only interesting levels. I'm actually being very serious here. The thing is, it's only a normal, okay shooter level because you have to worry about elevation now, since one enemy could be above you and one below you and one on your side, thus meaning you had to actually worry about the enemies surrounding you and just shooting you dead, till they actually make it a boring flat level again. Anyway, you think it would be done, but no, apparently the devs really wanted to give a last fuck you to the movie by adding a boss battle for no reason. Out of this one guy, who, if you don't know, is in the second movie and was alive there. Yeah, honestly, we have no reason to fight him. Seriously, if you can explain to me why we kill him, I'll say this game's good or at least passable. Also, they did not use the song, well, that very well, you know, about the series Extreme Ways, instead of whatever the fuck Falling is with CeeLo Green. Wait, what? That's actually kind of cool. The song's alright. Yeah, I know it. Though actually, I think that could be showing what's wrong with this game. Not using the thing that's iconic with the series, but something else. This game sucks. Whether it's its bland gameplay that's not interesting enough to keep you going, its half-assed story to the point that it's unreadable to anyone who hasn't seen the movies, with characters that look horrifying to say the least. Next time, I don't know, anything good.